Hey everybody, how's it going? Just sitting here on the deck. It's raining and cold, just above freezing, and I'd say fall is definitely here. I want to welcome all the new subscribers. I've had a pretty big influx of subscribers lately, and a lot of you guys came from that short I put up of me running the RIPSAW 500i. A lot of interest in that saw, so in today's video, let's just jump right into it. Let's talk about that RIPSAW 500i. That saw is good and it deserves its own video. I'm a power saw porter, but I'm also a power saw user, and just because I didn't build it doesn't mean it's no good, right, friends? You guys know me. If you've been on this channel for a while, I totally appreciate running somebody else's saw. And that RIPSAW 500, if I was a tree cutter, you know, a full-time professional, I would have one of those or two or three of them in my arsenal. And I'm going to talk about that over this video. I want you guys to get a feel for what I see and feel and think about that saw. Also, those boys at RIPSAW, just good fellas. They took great care of me while I was down there, and I like them. They're hardworking, honest, and the world needs more people like that. You know, more people in business serving the power saw community and the power saw industry. So if you guys haven't been over there, maybe go have a look at RIPSAW's website. I believe it's ripsaw.shop, and go check them out. Anyhow, the 500i, this footage here is from day one. Sorry, friends, day two. I already put footage up from day one. Day one was a stock chain. We pulled the chain out of the box and ran it. It cut okay. But in my opinion, or my experience, you can make a chain better. You just got to get a feel for the wood. Now, this wood down there in Ohio was hard. That eastern hardwood means business. And Buchan spent time over the next, several days to custom file a chain that would just absolutely shred that wood. And he did it. This is footage from day two. I'm going to show you guys some footage of this saw running, and then I'm going to jump in and out and tell you what I see there as we go. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. I still have more footage to put up from the Paul Bunyan show, and if you guys didn't make it there, come and check us out next year. It was a lot of fun. Great people in Ohio and just beautiful scenery. Anyhow, RIPSAW 500i. Check this out. This is day two, Saturday. Here's footage from Saturday morning. It's just Buchan showing a couple of folks that were standing there where his chain's set at. He's using a Husqvarna raker gauge set to the hard setting, and just getting the chain dialed in for the day's cutting. Basically, the chain is filed like factory. It's just been filed a couple times, and she's real sharp. Check this chain out. Okay, so this is footage from the beginning of Saturday, showing you guys where the rakers were at and where the chain was at. That chain had been filed maybe once or twice. Hardwood setting with a Husqvarna raker. And a real world scenario. The fun thing is we got to select the wood, or Buchan did, and Buchan selected hard maple, which is what he was cutting there, and hard white oak, and then a couple of big chunks of white oak. So it kind of set up a real world cutting scenario. For me, as a firewood cutter, that's what I do. I'm in the bush, my logs, they could be skidded or just fallen, and often my wood is dirty, and I'm bucking logs on the ground like that, and then using a PV or tin man horsepower to flip it over and finish my cuts. First thing I noticed with this saw, starts really well, starts and idles, doesn't mess around. Now, in a bucking scenario like that, I like good chain speed, especially when you're standing up and bucking with a good sharp chain like he was there. The saw has to oil really well, but in this scenario, more than oil, it's got to cut at a good speed. Sometimes a saw that's good in big wood is not the best saw in small wood because it's heavy, and often the chain speed isn't as high. This saw is really zippy, it pulls good RPM, and it pulls that chain really well. Another thing I'm going to mention, weight-wise, that thing is light. In fact, at 79 cc's, you guys know me, I have a 576, a 572, 372s, I got a 044, I've had a 461, I got a 460 on the bench that we're going to be jumping back into. I generally run 77 cc saws in and around there. This one's 79. That is the lightest 79 cc saw I've ever run, especially with that still lightweight bar on it. So for me, if weight is a concern for you, well, that saw weighs like as much as a 60 cc powerhead did back in the day. So it's like, it's lightweight and flickable for when you're limbing, but it's got the power. So again, big thumbs up to the to the RIPSAW boys. That saw, for smaller wood, that was like 18, 20-inch hardwood. For standing up and bucking and processing firewood, what an incredible saw. Let's check out some more footage. First clip, we were standing up and bucking. Perfect. The saw did great, and I'd be super happy to run one of those all day. This clip, bucking dogged in there, and the saw pulled like a freight train. That is hard maple. That stuff's no joke. I don't know where hard maple in the Ohio scene ranks in wood hardness, but that hard maple was definitely hard. So that saw bucked that wood no problem, dogged in. It pulled hard, and again, good chain speed and a lot of grunt there. So again, 2 thumbs up for that saw. I was really impressed with it. Now let's get into some bigger wood, and let's get into wood that typically, for me, I'd be pulling out my 298, my 394, my P61 Pioneer, like my big 100cc, big heavy, torque saws. But in this case, I don't know if I would do that if I had one of these because, well, watch, this is about a 3-foot, might even be more, 3-foot piece of hard oak. And again, a 79cc power head that weighs, I don't even know what a 500 weighs. I'm sure somebody will post a comment. It's light. So again, why pull out another saw? You got that 500 warm and ready to rock and roll with a good chain on it. You might as well just keep cutting, right? Let's have a look at this saw. Now, pay attention. In a big cut, this is usually where a smaller saw will not fit the bill. Watch this thing cut. I'll show you guys a full buck with it, or maybe a couple of bucks, because let's face it, that's a lot of fun watching that. And then let's analyze what I see as a power saw builder. When I was shooting this film, I was like, not only was I filming, but I was studying their work because I'm interested in what other guys do. And super impressed with this saw. Check this out. Well, friends, come on. I don't care who you are or where you're from, but I'm going to straight up say this, friends. I like those Ripsaw boys because I'm telling you right now, if they had any inkling that those 500Is are not a stable build, that is a stable build. What do you guys hear? It's the same. It just runs all the time, buck after buck after buck after buck. It just does its thing. That is the benchmark for a good work saw. Any guy or gal that I know as a production cutter, you always say, which saws do you run? Oh, this one here, it's just reliable. I've had it forever, blah, 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 blah. Could be any brand. That 500i, and again, that is a production 500i off the shelf with very little time on it. It's what you get if you order a RIPSAW 500i. But if you had any inkling that your saw was no good, there's no way you would let somebody else gnaw on a giant piece of hardwood like that in front of a crowd of people filming. Good job, RIPSAW. It was awesome to see. And again, friends, saw doesn't get too hot. It oils. You could have a good build with a bad oiler. And that chain and bar didn't get too hot. It didn't overheat the saw. Remember, friends, if you overheat your chain, you transfer heat to the clutch, you transfer heat to the crank and the bearings, and you could pop your saw. A big buck like that, the proof's in the pudding, friends. 2 big bucks like that. That was almost 4 minutes of straight run time. That saw never bobbled, it never wavered, or you guys know what I'm saying. It just did its thing. That's a good saw. I'm very impressed. Again, if a fella's a production cutter, why bring 2 or 3 saws? Why swing around a giant power head all day when you could do it with that RIPSAW 500i? Very, very impressed. The next video, we grabbed Buchan's 500i. This one has a Sumara 32-inch light bar with a Oregon EXJ full skip. This is a stock chain right out of the box. Again, another 500 RIPSAW. And again, just another very stable build. Check this out. Okay, that's the end of the video. I like power saws. How about you guys? You guys and gals out there. Do you guys like power saws? I just like power saws. I'm gonna say this straight up. I own my stuff. When I'm wrong, I'll own it. When that 500i came out, I was like, I don't. That's not for me. But you know what, friends? That 500i, that's a good power saw. I'm really impressed with it. And ported, those RIPSAW boys, I don't know what they're doing to those 500i's. I know they're porting and doing machine work. I know they do a lot of work to those saws to get them to where they're at, and good for them. That is a legit work saw. It's strong, it starts, it idles, it tunes itself. So that's a beautiful thing. I don't care who you are. I can tune a carburetor, friends, but I like an auto tune saw. I really do. It oils, it just does its thing. And whether you're cutting smaller wood, whether you're standing up and bucking, dogged in, full house, or a skip chain, big wood, this was all hardwood in this video. It's just a good saw. So if you guys are looking for a production work saw, maybe give RIPSAW a call or go to their website and check them out. I want one of these 500i's. When the time is right, friends, I will definitely get one. And just good job, RIPSAW. I'm really impressed with what you guys are doing, and you guys are good fellas, and they're my friends now. And I went in not knowing these guys, and just spending time with them and seeing what they do and how they do it. I'm very impressed, friends. And what a great time I had at Bunyan, and I will never forget it. It was an awesome time, and thank you to everybody that came up and saw me. Anyhow, that's the end of this video. Thanks for watching. Take her easy. I'll see you guys in a couple days. Later.